Welcome back, everybody. Game 2 of Cloud9 versus Team Secret in the DAC European qualifiers. This is the playoffs. So these two teams, this is their last chance. This is elimination. Team Secret especially, only one game away from being eliminated from DAC. Many of these teams want to be able to qualify. Not only is it quite the prestigious thing if you qualify, first of all, especially through this European qualifier where there are so many good tier 2 teams out there, but also to be able to get yourself to DAC and see if you can make a pretty good stand there does affect your potential invitations in the future. So a lot on the lines here for these two teams. Cloud9 and Team Secret have been on the cusp of being one of those, tier 1 potential invited teams, maybe not necessarily to the majors, but potentially to other events. And if they can actually secure themselves this win, it will mean a lot. But we are having a new patch. 7.02 is here, gods. We didn't see it impact game number 1 massively. I kind of feel like, did Cloud9, they were in an elimination match before, yes, but didn't they 2-0?
They 2-1 against Alliance. That was that crazy best of 3 we had there. Yeah.
I was just kind of thinking they had this maybe in their back pocket against the right team. If they made it to a certain point, they're like, all right, time to pull out that mid Broodmother again.
I imagine they because you're only playing one best of 3 a day, so you have who you're going to be versing. So you're drafting wise, you do a lot of practice drafts, maybe within your own team, and kind of try and anticipate what your opponent's going to pick. And I imagine the discussion within the team was like, hey, if they pick Invoker, let's consider a surprise Broodmother pick. Because I think they were the PA was almost like a red herring where it's like, oh, they've got this PA, they're going to expect it mid, and then they can last pick this Brood against the Invoker. Because I think that's kind of what the mindset was. Probably last night, when they were going through what they want to do against Secret, it came up as a potential weakness they could exploit.
And it did work out very well. The Broodmother was able to take that mid tower before 10 minutes. He was able to pressure the Invoker. Mid one still got a decent amount of farm, but he definitely was not free farming. Was not able to I think you weren't able to move around the map as effectively, in part because there's constant pressure mid.
That was the big thing. You've got a Quaswex Invoker doesn't want to sit mid and farm. An Exo Invoker, you're kind of okay with that, but the Quaswex Invoker wants to roam. Last time we saw mid one play Quaswex Invoker, he was TPing all over the map, getting tons of kills, being heavily involved. And this game, the one time he rotates, he does a really successful rotation bottom, kills Ace on Luna, punishes some aggression, but as he does that, he loses his mid tower. So it felt like, well, he got kills, but he lost the one thing that Brood wanted to take.
A Beastmaster, gods. Bane and Beastmaster, actually. Now that I think about it, they both got significant buffs in their talents. Beastmaster has been one of the offlaners who's been long forgotten. My reasoning has always been that he's initiator, but he's one of the slowest offlaners out there because you want Necrobook 3, then Blink. The only team who picked it up of notable strength was Team Liquid. They got a Mind Control Beastmaster, but they also created space for him, and he went Necrobook 1 into Blink rather than Necrobook 3 like we used to see.
Yeah, this is an interesting little pickup. Curious to see how Secret ran. I don't think you can do any of that old school jungle Beastmaster anymore. I think the new jungle changes, the Iron Talon, all that just doesn't quite work as effectively. So more likely we see Secret, pair him up. We'll put him in that offlane. Whether he pairs up with anyone, we'll have to wait and see. But an unexpected pick, that's for sure. Something that suggests a bit more kind of mid focus from Secret. Last game, I feel like it was a bit more late game oriented, even though they had a Drow Ranger, which is perhaps maybe part of the problem with their draft is they were playing for a late game Invoker with a Drow Ranger who generally wants to be more mid game focused. So the Beastmaster, I typically look at heroes like Chen to pair up with a Beastmaster. You get the Auras, you go for the 5-man push, you get some other cores that can also push and take towers. And those are the kind of heroes I think Cloud9 need to be targeting with their bans.
Do you think if Cloud9 ban away the Chen, do you think Enchantress is a viable pickup? Because I've seen it a little bit in some NA pubs, but that is NA flavor. NA really likes Enchantress for whatever reason, but she did receive some buffs.
Enchantress, or do you see it in the
no,
mostly?
No, it still is a 4 position.
Okay. Potentially, I mean, all of her talents got tweaked and stuff and buffed in small little ways. I mean, at the end of the day, you get both your level 10 talents buffed. You can still only get one of the two talents. But
Hmm.
I am not a big fan of the Enchantress. Like as far as how it works in competitive play, just unlike the Chen, you don't have that good group up and push. I think the Enchantress is under immense pressure to win the laning stage and
Yes.
snowball. Maybe you don't. You as an Enchantress don't have to snowball, but your team has to. So you have to really allow your cores to dominate that early game. And if that doesn't work, I don't feel like there's a good transition out of that for an Enchantress. There's no comeback play for an Enchant.
Yeah, an Enchantress very much has to win the lanes where the Chen can't. When he only has one creep, Enchantress can pick up two, and that is supposed to be one of the big differences between these two heroes. Is that you can go at by 45 seconds, smoke and go into a lane and just demolish things. But if you don't manage to get that done, the hero starts looking more lackluster as we go into the mid game. Chen was not actually tough though. Touch. It's going to be Luna. It is going to be still a pushing hero from Secret.
Yeah, I mean, this can easily build into a Luna fourth pick, the Chen fourth pick if they want to go with the Luna. It becomes very apparent now that Secret do have like a heavy mid-game push in mind. They're going to be doing something similar to what Cloud9 did last game in terms of overall strategy, perhaps, less so the specific hero picks, but the Luna, the one common theme between the two games. So putting MP on that efficient farming hero and giving good team fight and good push come mid-game time.
Yeah, you know, one of the heroes that would have been always banned is like Team Secret. If it had been last patch and we hadn't seen this Beastmaster pick up, it would have been Lifestealer, Darkseer as the 1-2 bans. But because the Beastmaster is out, Cloud9 can't run a Lifestealer. Slardar, they're a little bit limited in options, so they're going to move that Slardar into a support role, pick up a different offlaner. The Underlords, as we talked about, did receive quite the nerf in the level 1 category, but apparently Hestjo Rotten still feels comfortable making it work.
Yeah, Bane, Luna. Luna is probably one of the heroes that suffers more against the Underlord aura, like in the mid to late game, because she is so agi stat focused with her build. She doesn't get a lot of like plus damage items, so that's where the Underlord aura is really good against Luna herself. And then you've got the mech, the pipe buyer, if you want to be able to contest the team fight of like the Luna Eclipse. And then fourth pick is going to be the carry that matches up well against the Luna. You make Luna illusions with reflection, you outrange her with the metamorphosis, and you get a lot of benefit from that Slardar corrosive haze to amp up your damage. This Terrorblade pick could work very well. Similarly, though, if the lanes fall apart, you could get run over by the Beastmaster ganks. Beastmaster, one of the better heroes to gank Terrorblade with. Bane also has lots of lockdown. They have lots of control for this Terrorblade.
Yeah, Secret are definitely going for a pretty high octane, like fast pushing, good team fight. In that case, would Tinker, which you said, you know, big counter to the Terrorblade, we saw it ourselves in a series. Do you think that Secret would be willing to fall back on that hero and slow down their push, basically sacrifice some of their synergy in order to counter the Terrorblade, or do you think you just focus on your own draft?
Yeah, I don't think Tinker was what they're looking for, but generally I'd say you want to focus on your own. When you have the ability to completely, utterly destroy a pick like Terrorblade, and if Cloud9's draft is all about the Terrorblade, they'll know what the mid hero is going to be. So if Tinker gets a decent matchup and the mid hero is not like a hero that can kind of fill in Terrorblade's shoes should Terrorblade get shut down, I think you actually just go Tinker because it just hard counters Terrorblade too much. But Cloud9 have the option to protect it, ban it out, which I think, honestly, again, like anytime you don't ban Tinker when you pick Terrorblade is just a big mistake. You know your opponents need a mid, you've got a Terrorblade, like, just ban it out. There's Invoker's actually banned as well, so they've already taken that mid one option out. Ember Spirit could theoretically be the choice for mid one. That's like the more high octane hero, the fast paced pick for him to play. You can fight around like the Beastmaster timings with his Necro Blink. You can just be a nice secondary initiator to follow up a Beastmaster Roar. I like that pick more for Secret's draft, but as far as countering Cloud9 goes, Tinker is just amazing.
Yeah, because the thing is, right, they have this bounty hunter, and right now they don't. I don't feel that Team Secret have a hero that amplifies this bounty hunter like you really need. Like the Luna's this pushing hero, and getting information is always helpful, but it doesn't unlock the pick. Beastmaster is the slower offlaner, isn't going to be, enabling kills as quickly. So again, the bounty hunter isn't really unlocked. The potential of being able to snowball off of these track kills isn't really there. So I would have much preferred the Ember Spirit or some other fast-paced ganking style controlling, like a tempo controller for mid lane for Secret, but they actually banned away the Ember Spirit themselves. There is going to be the Tinker ban from Cloud9, and we will see what mid they choose.
So mid lane's left. Baby Knight has a very weird pool of mids. We saw the Brood last game. We saw Warlock earlier, and it's going to be a weird hero. That's actually a Terrorblade counter. Not that I think Secret were going to pick it. I don't think they're picking Zeus because it's like, oh, our opponent's going to pick Zeus and counter Terrorblade. Let's make sure we take it first. No, they have some weird idea with Zeus. His changes. What happened to Zeus, Cap? Do you remember? Did he get changed at all?
I don't think so. I mean, if he did, I didn't really care.
His Ags upgrade, I'm reading it now. So Scepter's strike interval went from 2.5 to 2.25. The cooldown of Scepter went from 50 to 40. The duration went from 50 to 40. And the level 10 talent gives him an extra 25 health if he wants to choose the health talent. So mostly Scepter changes. The talent is kind of a non-factor.
I do think the Aghanim Scepter is essential for the hero, though. So I think that these are some okay buffs. I would even argue that the Scepter duration, quote-unquote nerf, is actually a buff, because you don't want that thing sticking around for 50 seconds necessarily for the enemy team to kill. So, I guess Zeus a little bit better, but Templar Assassin is going to be picked up by Team Secret, which will do pretty well in the mid lane, should be able to farm out, not a problem there, and does have some kill potential, especially level 6, but maybe with the Bounty Hunter, we'll see.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out, like, why do you think Cloud9 opts for Zeus this game? Like, it's not necessarily an amazing counter to any of these heroes. It just seems like they have this idea about what Zeus can do with their draft. Like, what do you think Zeus is about here?
I mean, I would have thought it would be Sniper, or I don't think it was banned away, right?
No.
You needed one of those heroes that would be able to sit back and deal out a good amount of damage to be able to defend against this push that's coming in for Team Secret. And I think Zeus is probably one of the better heroes, but he's just been completely forgotten. I mean, the burst damage is good versus Luna. They don't have I think a big part of the reason is the fact that they don't have a sustain offlaner. This Beastmaster is going to go, I'm going to presume it's going to be the Necronomicon 1 into Blink to try and give yourself some better form of initiation, in which case you don't have the whole lot of sustain. So there's not going to be a pipe hero or anything like that unless Bounty Hunter gets really far ahead. So Zeus's anti-pushing powers are actually going to be somewhat formidable.
Yeah, until that Blink comes up, there's not much danger to his life. They haven't got good protection for him against the Blink Roar. The Grave is there, but if he gets roared, I feel like he may still go down. It looks like C9 may have an idea of where Puppey is. They were heading towards that top area, although he tucks himself into the trees. Doesn't look like anything too crazy coming out of these lanes. Hetsujo down bottom is going to run into a couple of heroes early on. I think in the past he went Firestorm level 1 anyways, just so like when supports harass him, he just dropped a Firestorm. But now even more so, I think you go Firestorm over the Aura.
Yeah, for sure. 4% damage reduction doesn't seem like a worthy investment. Noya, they do know that Pilot Die has Brain Sap, so there's nothing to stop this crush and stealing of the bounty rune. So C9 get 3 of them.
Cost him maybe like a Tango or something, but he's okay with that. Puppey unable to pressure the mid lane bounty rune, so that is a good outcome for C9. Often you expect it. Oh. Yeah, Noya's going to have to maybe even go for an early shrine up here if he's not careful. But often you expect that bounty hunter to perhaps like harass a Zeus at his rune and try and steal it, but that wasn't possible, as Noya will get love tapped and have his clarity broken.
Kizu should be able to do pretty well as the Beastmaster, though. Laning phase-wise, Beastmaster is better than most, and he's only facing up against a dual lane, Terrorblade and Dazzle. And when Terrorblade does pop Metamorphosis, he could just go back and jungle, so...
They want that boar. They poison touch
really
it, but Kezu gets the deny. And yeah, Kezu with the stout Ring of Prot is very hard to deal with in this top lane. Ryze double tangos his way through and still taking a lot of hits and not trading efficiently against this Beastmaster.
They are attempting to snipe the courier. Bottle is coming out now, but I think Baby Knight's... Well, I hope Baby Knight's just going to run back for it. Otherwise, Puppy's going to grab that courier, deny that bottle, and that'll be a huge win for the Templar Assassin.
Yeah, you know it's coming. You feel like I've seen this way too many times, and it is going to stay. Even on the high ground, sometimes you see the bounty between the tier 2 and tier 3. He has got a Sentry Ward, so now he knows where the bounty is, so he can bring that courier out. So this harass trade is actually helps Baby Knight because it gives him the info and allows him to get his bottle.
Yeah, not a problem. As long as he's got mana, he can get CS, but if he couldn't get that bottle, he'd be screwed against a Templar Assassin. No way you're last hitting mid one with those refraction charges. Shrine up for C9 and their dual lane, Noya and Hatsujo.
He's still
Head
an aura
right
level
back
1.
on. And
Dang.
oh yeah, he went the Samael, like, you know, harassment. I think in part, I think static field's better against TA, but the two levels
sorry,
of
I was
arc
talking
lightning.
about the Underlord who went level 1 aura. That's,
Oh,
that's
really?
surprising. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Huh. 4%, baby.
That's one of the more lackluster level 1 spells in the game, but even so, looks like he's at least getting some decent XP now down in this bottom lane. The Slatter's presence should allow him to be able to at least fight Pylite pretty nicely here. So it does look like kind of going to resort to a 2v2 lane, so we'll have to see what Puppy can do to upset things in the other lanes, whether he heads up top. I imagine Kezu's probably thinking he's doing just fine getting solo XP, but if there is kill potential on Rise's Dazzle, he may make the call to have Puppy come and help him out.
You know, without a courier snipe, I feel like this bounty hunter is looking more and more of a lackluster pick. I don't feel like they're going to ensure that there's going to be a lot of track kills. Like, Templar Assassin's pretty decent mid, like, tempo controller, but it's not that, like, you know, really aggressive puck or something like that. He's going to come up to top lane, try and help Kezu out, maybe go for Rise, get a couple of shots there, but Ace with the Metamorphosis, there's nobody who wants to fight into this.
Oh, no, he's okay. 3 seconds on his invis. He'll get it back up just in time. Down to 40 HP, actually. He was very close to dying in the end. That was a risky play. The low-level bounty hunter doesn't even have his Janata up yet. Probably considering a shrine, but at the same time, do you really want to waste your shrine for a level 1 bounty hunter? I don't think that's necessarily the play to make when the Beastmaster can probably get a lot more value out of that shrine.
Yeah. These are just strong defensive lanes from Cloud9. Zeus sits pretty far back, and he's got a sentry there. The Slardar is helping the Underlord at bottom lane. That's not really a lane you can go into. And then it's a Terrorblade Dazzle at top. That's also not a lane that presents any real weakness. So Bounty Hunter in this laning phase is going to have a hard time getting anything done. Does pick up his level 2 as he tries to grab a shrine. Or, excuse me, a Bounty Rune.
Yeah, gets that Bounty Rune, leeches some XP from the neutrals, so helps him out a little bit. Gets another Bounty Rune as well, so that'll suddenly goes from being a kind of not too useful level 1 bounty to almost level 3 bounty, and that's where you've got that 1-1-1 build where you have got a lot of damage output if you do gank a lane. But as you said, TA doesn't really necessarily pair up best as far as getting kills. Perhaps with these Psionic Traps you could see aggression on the Baby Knight at mid, but Zeus's positioning, if you stand right back, should be enough to avoid getting gone on.
Mid one is at a very large CS lead. That's not surprising. You always should be as a Templar Assassin against a Zeus, sitting at 32-13 compared to the 19-0 on Baby Knight. Most of the time, you're not picking up the Zeus, though. You get a whole lot of CS. Mid one is going to be caught here in the mid lane. They are going to be able to take off those refraction charges. Nice heal bomb from Rise as well, but the sleep is going to come in from Pylite Die. Baby Knight, that is in part because he doesn't have that heavy level of Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, nice sleep. If Slater chases and gets another crush off, or even just gives Zeus some vision, that could have potentially led to a kill. Important to keep mid one alive there, and does get him back to safety. Puppy's continuing to be annoying, is now finding some push up towards Hestejo's jungle, who is fairly low here, so Hestejo does need to be careful not to get lower than he already is.
Baby Knight's going to join him for this last hitting. Maybe he has to Joe call that he's not feeling comfortable even with that scan of being alone. And that's why the Slardar also comes back. They are going to be able to... Unfortunately, Puppey's not quite level 3. If they had this level 3, this would be an easy kill, but without that extra nuke, they're going to have to try and dive for it. They do manage to get it, thanks to MP making his way over. Does have the Eclipse as well, but Noya, it's a bit too far out of range for them to feel comfortable. Meanwhile, Kezu at top lane. They do have the ultimate coming out from the Zeus. That'll make it a whole lot easier with the double slows to kill the Beastmaster.
Good use of the first Zeus ulti. Just doesn't actually get the gold or XP himself, but make sure they get the kill up top. He's just back to farming, so he doesn't really care if his ulti's on cooldown, and he doesn't use up any mana because he was at the fountain anyways. So he's already back up to full, and top lane will see some pressure as a result of this. Kezu going to try aggro with the Wild Axes, but even with the aggro drawn, the TB Metamorphosis will at least chip at this tower, although it doesn't look like it'll do all too much damage.
Puppey spots out Rise. What was Rise doing there? Besides grabbing a Bounty Rune, that seems like a pretty dangerous position to be in. He may end up going down here. They're going to throw out the Primal Roar, finish him off with a Shuriken. Bounty Rune, not worth it.
Not sure they needed a Roar there. Puppey was holding the Shuriken to cancel a TP if needed, but either way, Kezu probably less interested in leaving his lane, given that if he does so, that tower could take some serious damage. Puppey, is he going to find this courier?
Big pickup in position, gets one click, and another attack will finish it off. Nicely played by Puppey. All of a sudden, our bounty hunter is rolling. They got a kill on the Underlord, picked up level 4 now, has a kill on the Dazzle, as well as a courier kill. As much as I thought this laning phase was going to be rough for Puppey, he still found a way.
Yeah, this gets a couple bounty runes, and all it takes is that one pick off, and suddenly you're in business. And he's going to be up to, Arcane Boots fairly soon, so pretty effective bounty hunter. And I'm going to say the lanes are looking pretty good across the board for Team Secret. They're winning both mid and bottom lane, of course. The off-lane Beastmaster, now with that kill, is level 7, and is matching the Terrorblade in terms of experience and not too far away in terms of overall like CS and stuff. So it does feel like Secret are doing very well in this lane stage. Mid one's going to go for the fast Blink Dagger, and he finds a DD room, which is potentially dangerous if he can find a rotation off of this, but he may just look to use it to farm some Ancients.
Underlord's been jungling away, and they put Slardar in a more farming position bottom lane. Rise even rotates down to help him against the Bane Luna, because that is a very dangerous nuking combination. Pure damage of Brain Sap combined with the heavy Lucent Beam damage. Do need any kind of support, and Ace doesn't really need a whole lot of help against Kezu. Not yet, anyway.
Unless there's a rotation with a Roar, Ace should be more than okay up here. And the raindrops will at least block that Roar damage to start things off. So that's a good chunk of damage missing should you try and go on Ace here. But he can farm illusions. Like, you send that one illusion out, he takes it down. That's 13 gold, very easily picked up. So I think that's saying a lot of these like illusion carries kind of forget about is that you can't just leave your illusions in lane, otherwise you're giving away free gold.
Yeah, that's a third of a creep. Get enough of those. I wonder if it counts towards the CS. They'll start getting a little bit...
Possibly.
Oh, the nuke, not quite enough. Puppey survives off of 20 HP. Baby Knight just barely misreading that one.
Yep. Noya in behind, but I don't think he's gonna... Yeah, he's not gonna run into Puppey. Perhaps thinking Puppey would head north towards that shrine or the bounty rune, but not the case. Instead, he's going to run into Kezu, which right by an enemy shrine is not a place you want to be. A potential raw TP. Not going to go for it. As perhaps I don't think he was expecting to find the Slardar there.
So C9's lineup, pretty defensive. Not really getting a huge lead in the laning phase. It's Secret who are picking more of that up. When does Cloud9's lineup really come online? Like, when do they actually start doing things?
Blink Slardar, I guess. I don't see any real big scary timings before that. The mech of Underlord is probably the other one, but they're the reactionary team. They're going to be doing what Secret did last game, but I think to an even greater extreme. They have no real playmaking potential. Like, none of their heroes roam. Zeus is like got a lot of burst potential, but he doesn't move around the map very well. It's only the Slardar who does, and we're at that point now where until he gets a blink, Noya isn't going to have much roam potential. Baby Knight bait in the TA at mid, but with the refraction up, I don't think he's actually doing all too okay here.
I was about to say they're baiting a haste rune. Fortunately, he does play Ring Around the Rosie around the trees and does manage to dodge that second meld strike that could have finished him off.
Another blink in from TA.
Mid one just don't
Mid one
stop.
playing very aggressive. He just wants his tower. He's got the trap in the tree so we can see potential TPs in. He's going to have another refraction soon, but doesn't look like he wants to get that tower down to deny range just yet. But yeah, I think overall C9 have very little they can do except react to aggression and dives. Like, they need to have TPs for when Secret try and make plays. Secret have a lot of kill opportunities and smoke possibilities with the Roar, with the Eclipse, with a Blink TA. They're going to be the aggressors this game, and C9 can try and respond and like TP in with a Metamorphosis, TP in with the Zeus damage. They're the ones who can look to retaliate.
Offlane tower does go down. Secret eventually chipped that one away. Mid tier 1 also going to be dropped by mid 1, so they are beginning to get some of that map control that we talked about. Terrorblade is going to have a harder and harder time when it comes to farming. Same goes with Noya. You said his Blink Dagger timing is going to be pretty key. I feel like those are the two heroes that we need to constantly watch. As Ace's farm may allow them to be able to take down some towers. His positioning, maybe he can split push at the right times and Secret go for some 5-man. But thing is that it's not like Secret need to necessarily 5-man. They've got some pretty good split pushing heroes, particularly with this offlane Beastmaster, who does have the Necronomicon 1 and MP coming over, so they're going to quickly kill Hesta Joe. No need for an Eclipse either.
Sure. I like that move. I was thinking, all right, Luna's coming in, making sure they have like the magic damage to an Eclipse to get the kill. But yeah, with the Necrobook, just a Lucent Beam. And this is one of those rotations where you're almost certainly going to get a tower as well. C9 just not really ready to fight. You've got some of these defending heroes like Zeus, but it doesn't really feel like that's a tower. And they'd rather go for trades elsewhere on the map. Ace just pops a Metamorphosis mid, but even this is going to be a tricky tower to take if Secret want to rotate heroes in, and Pi is in position for a grip.
Oh, he's going to be slowed down. They turn around. Brain Sap managed to hit the stun. Pylite Die not finished off, though. Ace doesn't want to position himself between those towers at double damage. Or maybe not. I'm not sure what that was. But either way, mid one easily blows up Noya.
It's such a great position for Secret to be in. They've secured the top tier 1 tower, and everyone who's up there with MP can TP back in mid. They can fight and defend mid lane with 4 heroes, knowing that the Luna's kind of in a strategically strong position where she can solely push that tower, has the Eclipse to help protect herself. C9 aren't looking to defend it anyway. TP's committed the Metamorphosis mid. He can't TP out in plain sight, so they secure top tower, they defend their mid tower, and even find them pick off thanks to the blink of TA. Mid one, very close to this Deso timing, and this is where I feel Secret can quickly run away with the game off of this Deso pickup.
They're going to have a lot of space to be able to take Roshan with this Deso. So I don't know how Cloud9 actually deal with this. They just don't have any real good playmakers. They picked up a Zeus mid. Yeah. They picked up an offlane Underlord, so that's going to be another slow hero. Maybe when they have the mech, they can go for a 5-man push, but at this rate, it seems like Secret are just going to be too far ahead for a 5-on-5 clash to be to Cloud9's advantage.
Absolutely. I feel like the start of Blink, their one playmaking opportunity is coming well too far away. They're going to lose Roshan out of towers. Potential push towards their high ground could even come before the mid one can likely get numerous kills around the map with this Desolator as well. This Blink is not coming at a rate that's going to suffice. And if anything, I mean, Secret may just see this Slider trying to farm his Blink Dagger and send heroes down there to kill him. Right now, Kezu's looking to just be down here for the solo kill possibility.
MP is going to be slowed down, caught by the Pit of Malice. It's not going to hold him for long, though. Pylite Die gets hit by the slow from the Terrorblade. They do manage to finish him off. MP's actually kind of turning, hitting some nuke onto Hesta Joe. He knows he's got the Templar Assassin ready to jump in at a moment's notice if Cloud9 overextend themselves. So that kind of push in, they were their 2 heroes again without that kind of playmaking, catching style hero. Kezu, he's going to go for it, but the TP is coming in. He may be able to finish off Noya, but Rise gets there in time.
He was trying to hide in those trees, knowing that there was a lot of space created for him by that aggression up top. Cloud9 do a good job getting the 1 kill up there, but it's still just the support hero, not the ideal outcome for them. But they do manage to stop Kezu from getting any further kills down bottom. He gets damaged on this tier 2 tower. This has just been a split push kind of play coming out from him. Noya's going to be there at least to defend it for now, but still some good damage that Secret are going to be able to look to maintain pressure on the C9 side of the map with.
There's an opening for Roshan. They're going to have to deal with Kezu's bottom lane pushes constantly, so somebody's got to be there to protect that tier 2 tower, and they take Roshan so quickly that it doesn't really give any opportunity for C9 to rotate.
Very hard to punish this Beastmaster down here too, because he just leaves that Hawk up around the secret shop. He sees TPs onto the shrine. He sees any rotations coming his way, so he's able to do this in a fairly cautious manner. The one thing that could shut him down is a smoke game, but even that is not the easiest thing to execute, given the lack of a Blink Dagger on Slardar still. So Secret with an Aegis, likely see them start now looking to prioritize these outer towers. Strategically, they're in a very strong position right now, and C9 just have to rely on their stalling capabilities. Zeus, Underlord, two great high ground defenders, great lane clearers.
Noya hit by another Primal Roar. Does have his team coming in. Sprint is also up. There's going to be a Dark Rift onto one of these creeps. Kezu may be caught here, but the creep actually aggroes over to the pets of Kezu. Looks like Ace was going down. Pylai die. And mid one managed to combo up, get that kill. Now they're going to be able to get a whole lot more. Baby Knight, he's not making it out alive. Melt Strike onto him. Hesta Joe going to be slowed down as well with the Nightmare. Secret position themselves to blow him up. 3 down, 3 cores dead on the side of Cloud9. And Secret can push in this tier 2.
It's one of those games where like it's hard to like a bright future for Cloud9 with this game. Like as a commentator, no, it's like you don't want to say this game's over. It really doesn't feel like they have opportunities to turn this game around. They can stall it out. They can defend high ground, and that really is their play right here. I think other than defending their high ground and just stalling this game out and hoping that they can put together some good fights around like a farm Terrorblade Zeus, this Zeus pick has not panned out well for them. TA has crushed the lane, is snowballed out of control. Luna has free farmed as well, and through Towers and Roshan, Secret are going to have full map control, and it feels like just a matter of time before Secret eye off that high ground and will test that C9 high ground defense.
It does kind of seem like Cloud9, they needed an Ember Spirit, right? They needed some sort of playmaker that would be able to get pickoffs, set up kills, all that sort of thing, and that was the ban from Secret. Cloud9 with this Zeus has looked particularly ineffective.
Sometimes you have these different picks, and sometimes they work, like the Broodmother last game, and sometimes they just fall very flat, because this Zeus pick has definitely been the latter case. And I think with C9, they've always been...
Oh, what a sick play. Did you see that?
Puppy. Yeah.
Puppy dropped the counter ward for the vision. Oh, that's dope. There's no way he wraps around that tree and gets the shuriken out in time. So dropping the sentry for the bit of vision just to be able to get that shuriken out, stopping the TP. Well done.
Just further advancing Secret's lead. More track money. Puppy going to go for the pipe, so he's got the answer for the Zeus Underlord spam when they go for that high ground push, and it's another Raw. Kezu, this time with a Necro 3. The mech TP out. Looks like, yeah, Hestia will be more than okay thanks to the aura. But Kezu now with the Necrobook up is probably telling his team, like, Necrobook's up, let's get this bottom lane. And Noya was so close to blink.
And Baby Knight's not even going to make it out.
Escape. Yeah, no 4-staff, no Yules. I mean, he's just not farmed. Like, at this point, the 8th lens first is, like, nothing wrong with this item build, but it's the fact that he doesn't have another item, like a 4-staff on top of this, or a Yule Scepter to help him out. And, yeah, high ground is coming soon from Secret.
Mid one playing fearlessly. Diving in on Hesta Joe. They are having a bit of high ground defense, especially with the Zeus buyback now, and the Underlord, thinking Secret are going to be forced back. That is the one thing going for Cloud9. They do have lots of high ground defense between Underlord and Zeus.
Yeah. So until this... Oh, they go Glimmer Cape instead on Puppy. So he had the pipe queued up, but bought the Glimmer Cape first. So be able to put this on the TA or Luna, who's like the single high ground sieger for some magic resistance. And I think more than anything, their approach to strategic high ground is just going to be mid one, blink in and kill someone. And with 5.2k gold, he can pick up a Daedalus or something scary to just burst down a single hero. He queues up Eagle Song. See what's going to come from that, or not sure. Not really a butterfly game. Not sure about the butterfly pickup, but either way, he just needs to be able to burst down that one hero in the front, nice and fast.
That's weird. I wonder if he's thinking it's because of sieging high ground. If he has butterfly, he can be the one hitting that tower. Doesn't have to fear as much from Terrorblade or the tower shots, but you're right. It is going to be taken out pretty quickly, especially with all this magic damage from Zeus and Underlord. Yeah,
the evasion is also good against the reflection, against his own illusions theoretically. So
that's true.
It's not a it's probably like the one source of damage his team can't easily deal with. Like Ace is not a good target for TA to go on. TA wants to go on the Zeus. So Zeus's magic damage is likely going to be taken out of the picture pretty quickly. It's also negated by the Glimmer Cape. They probably feel like they can deal with the magic damage, but the farmed up Terrorblade with Reflection could really kite around the TA, who doesn't have the range to deal with the Terrorblade. But either way, I think we'll see this high ground attempt succeed fairly soon from Team Secret.
Secret doing a great job buying space for Pi. Pi's been just kind of chilling out here in this top lane, farming away, right-clicking creeps. Rest of his team's like all up in the face of C9. Pilight's like, I'm taking a well-deserved break, guys. I'm getting some gold.
Yeah, he's going to be the pipe buyer, it looks like. So he should have a pipe by the time next Aegis is acquired for Secret, if they want to wait for that Aegis. Luna's going to have a BKB. So like level 3 Eclipse with BKB on Luna, chuck an Aegis onto your TA so TA can just blink past the tower and kill heroes. At that point, like, I feel like there's nothing C9 can do. So they need to make sure it doesn't get to that point, and that's smoke up with Noya's newly acquired Blink Dagger. This is one of those smokes where I feel like they have to get a big kill and probably multiple kills at that.
They may not find anybody. See mid lane again, so they're going to wrap back around him, see if they can catch, but Secret are playing the right side now. They're going to go high ground, noticing that no one's inside the base, so they just quickly take out that tier 3 tower, now start getting that glaive damage onto the Raxes. Hestajo now sits in front with the spam, but having a hard time with the pipe now, being able to clear through these both the illusions as well as the creeps.
They've got track vision on Noya, so they now know where the initiation from C9 is. That makes this push a bit to approach as well. Seems Secret happy to maybe back off now. They've forced those rotations back. It's, like you say, they just noticed no one's defending high ground. Wait a second, guys. This is a free tier 3 tower. We don't need Aegis. We don't need this next level of items. If they're not going to be here, we take the tier 3. They almost took the melee racks. Now they can back off and wait for that Roche respawn if they want. If C9 just camp their high ground defending, you wait for Roche. And if C9 make moves out of the base, you either threaten to split push like we just saw, or you fight them head on, because Secret are well and truly miles ahead. It is 26 when it's like 1,000 net worth per minute or higher. That's like the biggest stomps you'll see. Very rarely, like that's like a 1 in 100 type one-sided game that you see where it's 1,000 net worth a minute advantage.
Kazu gets his Blink Dagger off, the shrines going down, so as you're talking about, if Cloud9 push out, if there's opportunities for picks, Secret will have quite the big increase in power, being able to catch Cloud9 with this initiation. Looks like he's also queued up a gem just to make sure they have total control. He's got the Necrobook, sure, but just to make sure they have total control of the map, and C9 do not have any vision. Down 4-man smoked up. Hestajo farming the jungle. They are trying to push out with an illusion, waiting for somebody to come in, maybe because, you know, they've seen Cloud9 Hestajo here farming the neutrals, and they want to try and gank him, or maybe stop this illusion push that's coming in some way. Somehow, Cloud9 are hoping that Secret will fall into this trap, but
yeah, it's not looking too bright for them. I mean, if they kill even if Kezu gets overly aggressive, they kill Kezu. It doesn't really change the state of the game very much. Either way, it just leads to Secret. It delays the game out a bit. Wait, maybe Secret then going to go for that Aegis probably. But as it stands, Secret say, oh, they're pushing bottom. Let's go fight them. There's a Terrorblade there, which means there's teammates behind him. They are ready to go at Team Cloud9 with their BKBs. Both TA and Luna now have a BKB.
Yeah, mid told his team to hold up for a second, ran back, picked up that BKB, is ready to fight, ready to blink in. They do have the initiation. Kezu actually gets stunned up before he can get off the roar. Now Pylai dies in some serious trouble. Ace almost finishes him off. They do manage to get Kezu down, but they've already lost their initiator, and they managed to get the Fiend's Grip onto Ace with the Eclipse cleaning up hero after hero. That is going to be 4 down from Cloud9. Baby Knight, the only one to escape off of a TP.
I was wondering if Underlord was just going to instantly try and Dark Rift out there. The second Secret came in, but he got instantly Nightmare, so he could not use a spell, couldn't use his mech to help out his team until like 5 seconds into the fight. And with all those heroes dead, buybacks will be forced. Mid one had a double damage. He'll quickly use that double damage to take the bottom lane of Rax, and Secret Puppy's just diving forward, tracking heroes. He knows there is very little Cloud9 can do at this point. Baby Knight three-shotted.
Godlike, mid one. Blink up in 4. Nah, he's not going to pursue.
mean, individually, I don't really feel like Cloud9 did anything wrong this game. I just think draft-wise, they had no chance. Their lanes, they lost all 3 lanes effectively. Like the top lane, Beastmaster got so much out of that lane. I would consider that a loss as well for Cloud9. And
double stun from Noya.
No
on top of the Pit of Malice, they can't even get a single kill. That kind of somewhat decent initiation doesn't result in anybody dying except for Cloud9 members. Shallow Grave on Hesta Joe will save him, but it looks like Cloud9 may just have to call the GG or suffer watching Megas being taken by Secret.
Yep. And Secret looks like they're even saying let's go Roche potentially. It is up. After all, TA is in the neighborhood. If they want to get Roche, they definitely can. Cap, this game's... I feel like it's all like a matter of like, what do they need to win this game? I feel like this game's been over for like a good 10 minutes right now, so...
Yeah, it really is.
I don't have too much else to say personally, but I mean, Game 3, it feels like the team... Game 1 wasn't so much of a stomp, but I feel like we have seen 2 draft wins in a row. Like, I don't feel like either team, in terms of overall gameplay, like be it an individual player outplaying someone or like just out executing in team fight, I don't feel like either team has proven to be the better team yet, but draft-wise, we've seen 2 really well executed drafts. Game 1 by Cloud9, Game 2 by Secret.
Well, in my experience, Gods, it's been the 2 draft wins, and then the 3rd game will be very even and very well matched, and we'll truly get to see a test. Finally, they get a kill. They got Kezu down for only 16 seconds. Good lord. All right, Fiend's Grip onto Hesta Joe, preventing that Dark Rift out once again. MP with Eclipse out is dealing a lot of damage. Noya's trying to threaten him down with a Crow's Phase, but can't do it. Mid one cleans up the damage dealers, gets the back line towards the end, and now Cloud9 will GG out. Baby Knight killing his items. Fantastic display of net worth loss.
That's actually an insane level 15 talent for Beastmaster. Like, now that I see that, I'm like, wait a second. That's one of those scenarios like Lone Druid. You hit level 20, it's like, you don't really want to level up past that. You want to actually 5-man around this level 15 Beastmaster and keep him around that level for a while so you can abuse that really short respawn time. Maybe rolls on cooldown, but you still have a lot of pushing power through the Aura, the Necrobook, so... I mean, Secret, that was a pretty big stomp.
Yes, it was. And that evens up our series 1-1. Game 3. Who's going to make it? Who's going to be knocked out of DAC? We'll find out after a short break.